So let's begin on the back. Have a seat and roll down to the floor. Extend your legs out. And have your arms by your side, palms face up. You can start with your eyes open or closed. It's entirely up to you. But take your attention to your breath. So notice your breath pattern and notice how it feels when you inhale and when you exhale. Maybe you can feel your chest rise and fall. Maybe you notice how quickly you are breathing. You can count how long it takes for a full inhale and how long it takes for a complete exhale. Take 2 more breaths, a complete inhale and exhale. And after you've completed that second exhale, bend your knees, place your feet to the floor. Open your eyes if they aren't already open. Reach for your knees and lift your knees up so your feet come off the floor, and you can lift one leg or both at the same time. Gently pull the knees in toward your chest. Place your hands either on your knees or your shins. And notice how that pushes your lower back down toward the floor and that it makes your abdominals begin to wake up. So let's become more familiar with those 2 areas. Slowly lower your legs down toward the floor. You feel your lower abs brace, and then lift your knees back in. If it's uncomfortable to lift both legs at one time, then just lower one leg down, then the other leg, lift up and up. So just move slowly. Just trying to become aware of our posture, of our bodies. One more time, come up, and this time hold again, reaching for your shins. Peel your shoulder blades up off of the floor, come into a ball. Once again, just becoming aware. You can feel your core muscles begin to engage deeper as you lift, and then roll down. Open your arms wide, palms are up, and drop both knees to the front of the room. And as you drop these knees, you can feel your lower back begin to stretch, and then turn your head the opposite direction. Head to the center, gently lift the knees up to the center and to the rear of the room, and turn your head opposite directions of the legs. Allow the knees to be heavy down toward the floor. They're pulling the legs down with gravity. Looking out over your opposite arm so that you get a nice stretch across the lower back. Turn your head to the center. And lift the knees back to the center. And lower your feet to the floor. Your feet are hip width apart. Walk your heels in close to your butt. And have your fingers down toward your heels. I'm going to do just a very gentle bridge here. So you're looking toward the ceiling. You're going to lift by tilting your hips, lifting up the hips, placing the pressure not on your neck, but on the back of your shoulders. Your head is like a kickstand, and you're pushing through your feet. So you're lifting up high, feeling the stretch across the front of the pelvis. And then slowly roll back down. Bring the knees into your chest and roll up to a seated position. From here, come to your knees. Place your hands under your shoulders. Your knees are under your hips. And in this posture, your back is nice and long. Begin bracing your abdominals so your lower abs below your belly button, they're working to support your back. You're looking toward the floor so that your neck is long. You want to avoid looking up at this point or tucking the chin too much. So this is neutral. Now tip your hips, sink your belly down, and take your gaze forward. Take a big breath. On the exhale, round the back. Move into a cat pose, looking toward your belly button, rounding your back. On the inhale, sink and move into cow pose. And on the exhale, move to cat. Keep alternating between these postures. Notice what's moving. Notice how your hips are tilting forward and back. How your abdominals are either contracting or stretching. Notice what feels natural with your breath. Makes sense to take the breath in as you're opening the chest. And it makes sense to exhale as you're contracting your core. One more time, inhale and exhale. And then coming back to a neutral spine. Continuing to breathe even when you're in a stationary posture. Keeping your left hand directly under your shoulder, reach your right arm forward. You're looking toward the floor. And take that left leg back, press the heel back. Lift up through the core. Reach your fingers and your heels opposite ends of the room. Continue to breathe. And release. Hand down, knee down. Switch side. Your right hand is under your shoulder, left arm forward, and then lift that right leg. Feel powerful through your torso. Your leg muscles are engaged as you reach the back of the room. Your fingers are reaching for the other side of the room. And release. Switching sides. Right arm, left leg come up. Now this time, bend your knee. Take that right hand back and reach for your foot. It's okay if you can't touch the foot. And try taking your toes more toward the ceiling and then look back toward that foot. Getting a stretch in the front of the shoulder, in your lower back. Release by reaching out long and lowering down. Switching sides, left arm forward, right leg back. Get your balance, pull in your pelvic floor muscles, bend your right knee, reach back with the left hand, hold your toes, and reach up, look up. You can feel the front of your thighs stretch. Keep breathing. Release and reach forward. Hands down. Open your knees wide. Toes stay together. Come to a child's pose. Your forehead comes to the floor. Let your hips sink down. Reconnect with your breath. At any time during your practice, you can come back to child's pose. You can use this to reset, to release tired muscles, or just to take a moment to get back into the rhythm of your breath. On your inhale, come back to tabletop. Extend your hands out just a little bit more, opening them wider on your mat, and come into downward facing dog. You tuck under your toes, lift up your hips, and try dropping your heels toward the ground. So you can have your heels off a little bit, or have them drop completely to the mat. Engage your shoulder blades, so you're pulling your shoulder blades together and down. So you don't want your shoulders to be up near your ears. You want to keep them engaged and the spine long. And your gaze is toward the belly button. Continue your breath. Drop to your knees and sit back in child's pose again. This time, keep your legs in the same position that you just came down. So your legs are closer. And just wrap your arms back around so that your hands are on your feet. Hands to the floor, move to downward facing dog, lifting hips. Now you have the option of returning to child's pose or roll out into a high plank. Feel your abdominals engage, roll back, down dog. So you're either going from down dog to plank or down dog to child's pose. So continue and alternate between your postures on your own, using your breath. One more time. And come to down dog. Holding your down dog, gaze to the belly button. drop to your knees. And then stand tall on your knees. Take your right foot forward so that you have a 90-degree angle on your front knee. We're just going to let your body sink. So sink down. You can feel a stretch on the front of your left hip. Try staying tall. You can feel your torso stretching. Just try to find some comfort, some ease in this posture. Lower your hands to the floor. Just hold here for a couple breaths. So your hands are light on the ground, just changing the way the stretch feels slightly. And now shift your weight back, allow your toes to come up, and feel a stretch on the back of the leg. So be gentle here. We haven't done any hamstring stretches yet. So just be gentle. And we're gonna alternate between postures. So come forward, reach up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Breath in, exhale, shift back, hamstring stretch. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, pause. Inhale, rise. Exhale, down. Breath in and out. Shift back one more time. Come forward. And rise. Reach your arms up high. And then bring the hands together in the center of your chest. Your shoulders are down. Your core is engaged. You're pulling in your pelvic floor. And now we're going to twist to the back of the ribs. So you're twisting over that right leg and looking to the back of the room. You're looking over your shoulder. You're using your elbow against the thigh for some leverage so that you feel a twist in your lower back. Come to the center. Place your hands to the floor. Shift back one more time for a hamstring stretch. And then come up and bring that knee back. Switching sides. Taking your left leg forward and gently sinking down. Just using this first lunge to kind of test the waters. Feel how tight or loose you are for your hip flexors. Reach your arms up. Place your hands down to the floor and pause. Feeling the stretch, front of the right hip. Take a breath and shift to your hamstring stretch, pushing your hips back. Toes come up. You're still engaging your lower ab muscles. Come forward. Let's move a little bit. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, breath. Exhale, shift back. Taking a breath. Shift forward. Inhale. And exhale. Shift back. reach up, down to the floor. And shift. Come forward. Reach your arms up, hands to the center of the chest, staying tall. Now twist, taking that right elbow outside your left leg, looking back over your shoulder. Try not to rest on your leg. Rather, you're pushing your elbow into the outside of the thigh to twist farther. Come to the center. Reach up, hands down. One more hamstring stretch. Forward. And then bring your back to the ground. Bring your knees together and just sit back on your heels. This is a kind of a modified high heroes pose. Have a seat on the floor. I'm going to turn to face you, but you can stay on your mat. Extend your legs out and sit up tall. Pull your toes in, so your toes are pointing toward the ceiling and you feel stretch on the back of the legs just by sitting here. Your hands are right on the floor beside your bottom. And just gently lower your chin enough that you can look at your toes. You can sit tall through your spine. Now lift your arms up. Reach forward if you can. Reach for your big toes. Take a breath and then fold down over your legs. Try keeping the feet up. Try tightening the front of your thighs. Allow the elbows to come out to the side. And then slowly release. Taking your right leg out on a little bit of an angle. Bring your left knee and have it point away from your body. Your left foot goes inside your right thigh. And then turn your torso so that your shoulders are level. And you're going to reach forward for either your shin or your toe or the bottom of your foot to stretch. So take a breath. Reach and fold. Try to keep your shoulders level. Use your breath. Right foot inside your thigh. Turn so your shoulders are level. And then reach for your foot wherever you were on the other side and fold. So try not to let the shoulders ride up to your ears. Keep them down and away. Keep pulling your belly, your lower abs up and in. Taking your forehead toward your knee. Or your shin. You're trying to lengthen through the back of the body, so through your back and through your hamstring.
as you exhale, you can feel your muscles release and you can sink deeper into your posture. Release, roll up.
Now bring the soles of your feet together. Allow your feet to touch. Just drop your knees away from each other, sitting up tall. I'm just going to pause here for a moment. We have some variations to this bound angle posture. Now open your feet like a book. So the blade of your foot is touching the other blade. That allows your hips to open a little bit more. Keep your elbows in. And try to take your chest down to your feet.
You're looking at the floor, pulling belly in, but continuing to breathe. Come out of this posture.
And then this time, try to take the crown of your head down to your feet.
So you're curling in. Release.
Up. Extend your legs again. Let's reach out, arms up, inhale, exhale, once again fold over your legs. You can return to your big toe.
Or reach your hands down for the bottom of your feet. Just again, don't allow the shoulders to roll up. Keep the shoulders down and away from the ears.
Release. Come up. Roll onto the back. Returning to bridge pose. Lifting up your hips. The weight is in your heels. In the back of your shoulders. Try opening up the chest and push your hips up toward the ceiling. Stay here. Bring your knees slightly together. And release, roll down. Bring both feet to the ceiling. Just pause here. Arms down by your side. Feet are dorsiflexed, your toes are pointing down toward the shin. Posture serves as an inversion, allowing the blood to flow out of the legs, down to the heart and the brain. So if you want to do a different type of inversion, you can flip over and move into your basket headstand or a tripod headstand, or you can just stay here with me. bend your knees and lower your legs down to the floor. Lift up your right leg toward the ceiling and cross that leg over your left, like you're sitting in a chair. So for some of you, you might already feel a stretch on the outer part of your right hip. And maybe you're really flexible, so you're not feeling that at all. Lift up your left leg. And now maybe you feel that on the outer part of your hip. And you can take your right arm between your legs and hold on to the shin, clasp your hands. That's one way. Or if you do have a lot of flexibility, you can cradle it's like cradling the baby. You cradle your leg. So you place your foot into the crook of the elbow and your knee in the crook of the other elbow, and you pull your lower leg in toward the chest. And you can keep that left leg still bent, or you can extend the leg out depending on your flexibility. Breathe. This is our reclined pigeon. Bend that left knee, place the foot to the floor, and release your bind, whatever you were using, lower down. And let's switch. Left leg comes in, crosses over the right, and then move to the position that you did on the other side, whatever works for you. Just trying to feel a stretch in your outer hip. Using breath to allow the muscles to release. So when it feels extra tight, be very intentional with your exhale and envision those muscles releasing. The right knee, release the left leg, place the foot to the floor. Bring both knees up toward the chest. Happy baby, reach for the outside part of your feet, open your legs, bring your knees down toward your armpit, and you can either stay in one position, be stationary, flexing your feet, or you can roll a little bit side to side. Nice massage on the low back. Also being a little playful. And come to the center. Bring your knees to the center together. And let's return to that spine twist from the beginning of practice. Drop both knees to the front of the room. And you can keep your knees stacked together, or if you feel you need a bigger stretch since you've already stretched out the back a bit, you can lengthen that upper leg and then look toward the back of the room. Bend the knee, bring both legs up and over to the other side. And Again, your option is to straighten that upper leg. Let the lower back release. And then come to the center. Pull the knees in toward the chest. Allow your lower back to release. And move to Savasana, extending the legs. Palms up. Your toes just kind of fold out. You allow your body to relax. Close your eyes and stay focused on breath. Stay focused on the practice. Shavasana is a posture. So keep your mind present. Allow the body to release. Begin to bring movement to your body. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. You make some wrist or ankle circles. Gently turn your head side to side. And then bring your knees up toward the chest one more time. And drop them and roll to your right side. And then come up. Just sit in a seated position. Just cross your legs. Comfortable. Let's just take a few more breaths. Thank you for joining me in practice. Your hands to prayer. Be well, stay safe, and until I see you again.